we sort of, didn't have more insights into what are the consumer and the audiences that are identifying with us. I guess in the family, this is quite common, that we have to respect everyone's different opinion. My Vistage meeting every month is the release for me, help to resolve other members' problems.
Miaow snacks have been around for 50 years, a true Malaysian classic. But legacy doesn't guarantee automatic survival. So how do you keep an iconic brand like this fresh without losing what made it special in the first place? Jason Tseng, Chief Operating Officer, COO of Miaow Fruit Products, joins me now. Thank you so much, Jason, for coming on the show. Great to have you here. When you joined the company, was there anything that you had wanted to change?
Yeah. I guess when I first joined the company, I'm more of a risk taker myself. I was groomed to be told that leadership is you have to be there to be different. Yeah, but back then I wasn't so take calculated risks, that kind of thing. We just want to refresh the brand. Yeah, so back in the early days when I joined, we started out a rebrand venture of Miaow. There was a lot of learning from me. Of course, at the end of the day, we did end up with a refresh brand, but the packaging refresh wasn't a success. A lot of learning from me.
Why wasn't it a success, in your opinion?
I think we sort of changed the packaging too much. We sort of didn't have more insights into what are the consumer and the audiences that are identifying with us. When we do the rebrand, we also need to stay true to our heritage and not just about engaging with a newer audiences without losing touch with your old customer base. So I guess we were doing things one step, few more steps.
So did the brand lost touch with some of its?
At one point we did. But I'm happy to say we managed to recover. In the progress, we do end up with a more refreshed brand. Yes.
So taking risks with branding, but definitely not the recipe, because that's family rule number one, never change the recipe, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you're talking about keeping the appeal, the older audiences or the older customers. As well, you want to appeal to the younger generation, right? But Miaow products have been around for half a century now. How do you make it fresh and appealing to the younger generation, the TikTok generation or the Instagram generation?
I myself is in the Gen Y generation, right? I think that is how we started with the brand rebrand of the Miaow brand. For the brand, we need to continue its old heritage, but yet at the same time, we need to understand what is the newer generation preferences. I learned from it, there's a lot of work that needs to be done at the marketing side to gather the insights so that we remain relevant with the new group. You also have to inject more preferences, brand excitements based on what this Gen Z and also what do they like digital marketing or things. I think this is the age that they like to share things, right? If they found something interesting, they would like to share it with their friends. So we have to maintain that brand excitement, and also identify something that can relate to the newer generations.
Do you think that the recipe can survive in this day and age where people tend to want to have more healthy options?
We have to be authentic that we are snack food. So we are in the indulgence segment, right? Of course, we are actively exploring on the healthier options, but at the end of it, we still need to maintain relevant by still affording delicious snacking experience. And of course, with the classical range, we would like to maintain its relevance, and that means the consistency with the recipe, as well as being transparent with what we use in the ingredients. For the newer generations, of course, we're looking into the more exciting range like Korean flavors that will appeal to the newer generations.
So Jason, Miaow products they're proudly Malaysian, but you're also exporting to 40 over different markets, right? So how do you maintain that identity while also appealing to global customers? So you have customers from the Middle East to Greater China and Southeast Asia, of course.
I think first is we have to be authentic to our Miaow brand. Our classical range, I'm happy to say that it's so far widely accepted to the countries that we are exported to. Of course, there's also a lot of work that we need to put into researching the preference of the target market. And each target market also have slight variations in terms of their snacking habits and also taste preference. Yeah. So we will need to adapt to those needs, but of course at the same time staying true to being authentic Miaow.
Can you talk to us about you as a second generation leader? How do you navigate the complexities of being in a family business while also wanting to make a mark for yourself?
I guess in the family this is quite common, that we have to respect everyone's different opinion. But at the end of the day, regardless of our disagreement, we are still a family. I'm actually grateful that my father and uncle is still in the business, so I can also learn from their wisdom while injecting new elements into the company business, because at the end of the day we have a shared goal, and it's about continuing the family business into the next 50 years.
I do wonder personally for you, how do you get out of the rut, when you're stuck? How do you rise above the challenges?
My Vistage meeting every month is the release for me. Help to resolve other members' problem, give a different perspective about how bad is our problem. I still remember one of my Vistage member actually, at a certain point of time, I feel like stuck. So I thought this was actually, how bad can it be, right? So until he introduced me to read some book, and that really dragged me out of my situation and look at it, from a more higher point of view, that, this is nothing. So how to continue to make the business relevant and continue on into the next 50 years? We start out with a clear and relevant and meaningful purpose. So the business cannot be just profit driven. Of course, businesses need to be well managed, but it still needs to be meaningful and purpose driven. So I think this is the part where we're actually working with business partners to basically get our mission and vision clarity, and then share that mission and that will to continue the family business.